Shri Ram, Shri Ram.
Namaste. Today we are going to host a space on Tirupati Laddu controversy where laddus have been mixed with some animal fats and some beef, some pig fat. So this is sacrilegious for Hindus because we Hindus worship cows as our mother, and in past times, in historical history times, when Mughals were ruling India, force feeding Hindus beef for purpose of converting us. But now, today, they are not in a position to force feed us beef, so they are doing it छिपा के deliberately, sometimes by spitting in our food, sometimes uh, by spitting in our foods and stuffing beef in samosas, like these things. So today we have speakers lined up for this space. Are Sri Rangarajan Narsimhanji, who is a who is constantly fighting for our mandirs to get them liberated from secular government clutches. Sri Vinod Kumar of the String Rebels, you may know about him. So we are going to just I want to know, मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि क्या मेरी आवाज़ मिल रही है जय श्री राम जी? कुछ आप संकेत कर सकते हैं कि आपको मेरी आवाज़ पहुँच रही है कि नहीं? Namaste, Vinodji. Rangarajan Narasimhan ji will be joining in a very short while. So, today our topic is what is happening in Tirupati Mandir, where our laddus are mixed with some beef and some uh, pig fat. So, this is very serious issue because in past they used to demolish mandirs, but they are not in a position now to demolish mandirs. So, they are doing it like uh, uh, doing our prasads, spitting in our food, and I make you speaker, so you speak.
Namaskaram, Arjunji. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Vinodji.
Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the spaces. We'll
So
continue in
this,
English, right?
you can speak in English and Hindi as you like. So, what do you want to say on this issue going on with Tirupati Laddu issue? What do you want to
See
speak
what
on
has
this topic, please?
what has been happening and what is known to people. I recently made a tweet on this. I expressed my views saying that everybody is escaping by blaming on one person. But the real mistake is the people of Andhra. Most of the majority of the population are secular Hindus and converted. Recently, we have seen the census where almost like 6,000 churches, majority churches in Andhra Pradesh itself. So what has happened in the last 5 years is just the conversion mafia and a rampage of conversion and secular nonsense. So the thing is, when you elect a non-Hindu leader, you can how can you expect pure prasadam and safeguarding temples, etc. We have been seeing since the last 5 years, burning out the chariots. It's a complete attack on Hindus. And to get into the facts and data of this, whatever has happened, in 2023, they took to the lab report of a few samples of Tirupati Laddu. Prior to that, there were so many discussions happening on the loss of quality. Laddu never used to be the same quality which used to be before, and then they started looking into it, and then they got to know that the Nandi ghee which they used was dropped off, and then the contract was given to a cheaper company, earlier which it was 500 rupees or 400 to 500 per kg, and then it was reduced to some other company offered it to 300 rupees, and they went for it. That is where all the mistake happened, and then they found out the ghee samples, the beef and fish oil samples in the ghee. And then there were other reports where I got to know that uh, in a span of like 5 years, it was served to almost like 54 crores or something people. So almost like crores of people have gotten the beating. So I mean to say, Jagan government, which was there for these many years, let's imagine that the person doesn't know about it. As a chief minister who values the sentiments of everybody, let's assume that he doesn't know about it. But but for sure, he'll be aware of the revenue of the temples, right? And then for sure, we have seen him funding the Christian pastors, but not the archakas of temples. So there is no point we can say that he is not aware of this issue going on in the government. This is a very major issue. I would also uh, can frankly say that he did it knowingly. His
Oh,
government did it knowingly,
you are saying that
targeted.
he does it deliberately.
Of course.
Okay.
Otherwise, where is the need to employ a non-Hindu in a Hindutva temple? A person who doesn't have any emotions towards Hindus, where is the need to employ them in a Hindu? What is the purpose behind it? And the horrible thing which I very recently saw on Twitter just before coming into the space, YSRCP Gundas are using abusive language on Hindus. They are talking such mean words on Hindus directly on Twitter in open spaces, not able to control their emotions. This is a party of faction and gundas. Who, when you don't have an answer, these idiots doesn't have an answer. I mean, even when such a thing happened, such a damage happened, which is directly hurting the Hindu sentiments on such a large scale, these idiots, they are not accepting it. First thing, on top of it, they're abusing Hindus. You can imagine the level of factionism that has happened in this government. Thank God, people of Andhra has pulled him down, and I don't think Jagan will ever see the chief ministership. I mean, the party has lost to such a point that they're not even holding the opposition stands in the assembly, which is a good thing. And then more is expected to happen.
Ji. Rangarajan Narasimhan ji has joined us as a speaker. He's continuously fighting for our mandirs to get it free from government control. Rangarajan ji, स्वागत है आपका. What
जय
do you
श्री
want?
राम.
Jai Sri Ram ji. What do you want to say on this issue? What's your take on this?
There is a lot to speak about this in this issue. Many of us are just getting carried away with the political agenda that is being set. I don't know why people want to see this from a political perspective rather than from a religious perspective. That is number one. To start with, Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam is totally corrupt. That is to the start with, okay. There is zero purity in that place, not just because of this Laddu issue. There is no Shastras followed in Tirumala Tirupati ever for as long as anybody can know. Because as per Agama Shastras, the temple is supposed to be closed at certain time, at least let's say 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening. But you know what happens in Tirumala? Up till 1 o'clock in the night, it is open for darshan, and they close it at 1 o'clock and reopen it at 2 o'clock in the morning. So there is only 1 hour. What is impure is this actually, rather than people talking about laddus and other things. Number two is this is not at all a prasad. What is a prasad? People should understand what prasad means. A prasad is an offering that is given to God and then taken as a sesha. What is eaten by the God, the remaining that you consume, so you feel blessed. All these laddus are manufactured in a factory and they are just sold in the shop. How can this be called as a prasad, first of all? Forget about this government, previous government, the previous government, doesn't matter about it. Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam has been selling these laddus in the name of prasad, which itself is a fraud. It is never ever offered to God. Impossible to offer to God so many numbers. If it has to be offered, then there will be no darshan. So much of a laddus is being sold in the market every day. And now even if it is assumed as a prasad, let us see for a second, why would anybody sell prasad? What does that mean? That means only the haves can have a piece of the prasad, and the have-nots are all have to just go home without anything, is it? What kind of an administration, what kind of a religious place is this when prasad is being sold? Tirumala Tirupati is the worst place, which is a very bad example for the rest of the country, especially for all the temples in Tamil Nadu, which actually quotes and then says, Tirumala is doing, I will also do. This is not a prasad. The ghee that we are talking about is not a ghee, first of all. How can a ghee be sold at 400 or 500 rupees per kg? How is it ever possible? To make 1 kg of ghee, you have to spend at least 30 liters of milk. Do the mathematics. 30 liters of milk at the cost of 50 rupees per liter average is going to cost you 1,500 rupees for the milk itself, which will be turned into ghee. And that will be 1,500 rupees per kg at the least. How is it sold in the market for 500 rupees? And how is it procured by Tirumala Tirupati at 400 or 475 rupees per kg? These are the questions that we are supposed to ask, and we are not at all talking about that. And unfortunately, even though I appreciate what Vinod says, I do not know why this has to be between YSR. If the YSR is supposed to be not coming to the power, what Chandrababu Naidu should have done, having been in power, is to take legal action on the persons who are adulterated, rather than coming onto the media and then giving a cheap publicity statement. I do not know. Now that he's in power, he has got every unlimited power to punish the culprits. Has there been an FIR filed? Is there any legal step taken to punish the people who are adulterated? A blasphemy is committed if the whole thing is true. The fourth point is, look at the paper that has been circulated widely in the social media and the mainstream media. They are producing a sheet of paper called Annexure 1, lab reference number AB00 something something. Okay. This tells that this is a report from a laboratory which can be read only by experts. Nobody knows what the S value is. There is an S value which says 86.88 something. And then there is a limit which is prescribed. And for each of the S values, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, they are saying the applicable range, the limit allowed as per range is soya bean, sunflower, olive, rapeseed, etc., etc. Why would pure ghee, cow ghee, will have soya bean and sunflower oil or olive oil or coconut or palm kernel fat in it? Nobody is questioning. Everybody is worried about the beef tallow and the lard and the fish oil. People are not worried about whether the ghee itself is pure, and if the ISO certification number 17678 of 2019, which is saying that this is true, even if it is within the permissible limits, it is still an adulterated ghee. Point number 5, why would TTD buy ghee from the market? There are so many Hindu followers who scream their lungs out in the social media saying that all the cows are getting killed. Oh no, the holy cows are being slaughtered, etc., etc., etc. Who is slaughtering these cows? What is TTD doing? Do you know how many cows the TTD has? TTD has 500 cows. Only 500. Even a normal Goshala in a remote place will have 6,000 cows. TTD is such a big organization, can't even rear lakhs of cows, is it? Every year, the TTD is actually giving tenders for 6 months period for procurement of ghee. And this runs into almost 200 to 250 crore rupees. Why would this money go to some third party? Why cannot be used to rear cows by the TTD, give opportunities for people to rear the cows, save indigenous cows, desi cows, make milk out of the cows, and then make your own ghee? What is stopping from TTD from doing these things? They are wanting to build airports, they are wanting to build roads, they are wanting to build hospitals, but they don't want to rear cows. A temple can't rear cows. Who is managing TTD? Who is supposed to manage TTD, the Tirumala Tirupati temple? Article 26 of the Constitution of India says that the religious denomination has the right to administer and manage the religious institutions. Tirumala Tirupati is a Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya temple. But is it managed by Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya Acharyas? As per Ramanujacharya, his dictate, his command, we always, as Sri Vaishnavas, we say Ramanujara Divyajna Vardhatam Vibhavartam every single day. That means the holy order of Sri Ramanuja, please grow every single day. What is the holy order? He gave an order in Tirumala that Tirumala be administered by Periya Tirumala Nambi Swami, he is an Acharya, and Ananta Alvan Swami is another Acharya, supported by a GR Swami there. Today, Periya Tirumala Nambi Swami's heritage lineage is there, Ananta Alvan Swami's lineage is there, GR Swamis, there are two people are there. Are they having any say whatsoever in the management of the temple? Article 26 straight away declined for the religious sampradaya. People are so worried about Hindus' rights and Hindus' sentiments, but you don't even understand that your rights to manage your temple is being denied, which is a fundamental right as per Constitution of India. Coming back to the so-called report, the so-called report, only one page is being circulated widely in the media. The report is actually dated 17/7/2024, and it is released on 23. Actually, the analysis completion is done on 23/7/2024. Today is 20 September 29, 2024. Nearly 2 months. The result is there. What was happening in these 2 months? The last resolution that is available on TTD website is in December 2023, which gives an order for 2 months for supply of ghee. Who actually gave this ghee after that? What happened after Chandrababu Naidu took power? What after he came into power? Who took this thing? For 2 months, why was this people silent? For 2 months, are we using the same adulterated ghee? Is it okay? Now, the last point that I want to now say, as per Shastras, if there is some bad things that has happened as per the Shastras, one is supposed to do Prayaschitta. Has any Prayaschitta happened in TTD for the past 2 days? If they do, they will be caught. If they don't do, they will be caught. That is the situation they have put themselves into. The politicians have themselves put everybody into such a situation. I will tell you why. If they do a Prayaschitta, it means that they have admitted there is some bad things which has happened. That means some animal fat has been used for the puja purposes. So they will never agree. If they don't do, that means whatever is said about the whole state, the report that is being said is false. So which is true? These are the questions that we should ask as intelligent people and not be so worked out as a normal citizen of this country, trying to hype it from the political perspective, which is the narrative every politician wants to set in this country. I don't care who is in the power. Whoever is in the power has got a mandate to protect our constitution and the laws of the land. Is anybody doing that? I will stop it at here. I will wait for somebody else to ask any questions and then I will take it forward.
Ji Rangarajan ji, as you have said that prasadas are sold, I have never been to Tirupati Mandir, but I have heard that कि small जो छोटा छोटा लड्डू होता है वो बांटते हैं, ऐसा है ना? सब तो
that is happening only in the morning. That is happening as soon as you come out of having the darshan. When you come out, sometimes they give you small laddus, sometimes they give you curd rice, sometimes they give you puliodra, sometimes they give you pongal. That probably, even that I in my opinion, which I have seen Tirumala very closely, you know. I being a Sri Vaishnavite, I have taken part in the early morning pujas and I know what is being offered to God at what times. Okay. And these food is whatever they are supplying is also not prasad in my opinion. Forget about TTD. You go to any temple for that matter, any temple anywhere in India, if they are selling prasad, it is not prasad. I am in Srirangam. I have filed a case before the Madras High Court asking the court to give a direction to the government to stop all the shops in temples which are selling prasad. None of these prasad is offered to God. These items, I should not say prasad. None of these food items are offered to God. They are actually cooked outside of the temple in some hotels From where we do not know. What kind of materials they use, we do not know. There is no food safety inspection in any temple. If somebody has got a small shop, and then if they're selling some eatables there, the food safety inspector will come now and then check the quality of the food. Is it happening in any temple for that matter? No, nowhere. My case is still pending, and the court has to make a decision on it. This is not a prasad; it cannot be sold. And even if it is so, even if it is not sold, it has to be made from pure ingredients. Okay, and what is if the temple is going to buy stuff from outside, I can tell you for sure that it is not at all profitable to give you pure ingredients. Adulteration will happen.
You are telling that timings of mandirs, that it closes only for 1 hour, but if you see in all over India, all mandirs are like that. All big mandirs like Kashi Vishwanath in Varanasi.
Every temple, name it, every temple. Parani, Kashi Vishwanath temple, Rameshwaram temple, Madurai Meenakshi Amman temple. You name the temple. You name the temple and there is fraud there.
And political angle, Vinod ji, we are thinking along political lines, but Rangarajan is saying that we should not think along political lines on this matter. So,
Arjunji, I totally respect his views and I totally agree with this. There is no point of disagreement. He's talking from a very devotional perspective, and these are the things which needs to be looked at. Very important, appreciated. But when you look at the common man there who are just scrolling the Twitter wall, all that they are concerned is beef. And their perspective will be, religious perspective will be, Muslims hate the animal pig. They really can't take the animal pig. And this is being used for many polarizing the religious communal tensions in the society. And that is how when you look at the actions of Jagan, the ANI has posted the video of the Evo of Tirumala Devasthanam, and he's directly saying, when I took over as a executive officer, the CM expressed concern on the ghee produced and the quality of laddu and all. He's saying directly. So there is a direct political intervention to destroy the sanctity of this. In what ways? If we go into the elaborate ways, yes, all the ingredients are fraud and adulterated, and we need to look into every micro level of detail of how the temple is being managed, which I don't see with the current political scenario in the near future, and the kind of Mathadipatis and Beetadipatis we have will can be easily implemented ever in the near future. That
So are
a
you
great
saying
movement has to.
are you saying political interference will be there?
100% Swami.
It cannot be there, isn't it? That is what we have to now always keep talking about, not about laddus and geese. We have to
Yes,
talk
it
about
cannot be there.
empowering. We have to talk about empowering the religious acharyas.
Yes.
Where are we
But it
doing?
is
What
there.
are we talking about it anywhere? So far in this situation, have anybody seen the GR speaking, opening his mouth? Why is he not opening his mouth?
Swami, not just him. You look at any Mathadipatis also have not opened their mouth.
That's what I'm saying. For every other thing, for Bangladesh issues, they open their mouth, right? All the
No,
acharyas
even for
come
that
to
also
the
they didn't.
national TV. The national TV, they come. All the 4 Shankaracharyas come on the national TV, and then they have a debate saying that Hindus in Bangladesh are getting massacred. Here, Hindus are eating nonsense. Why are they
Yeah.
absent now? They are also playing politics here. The problem is this. The problem is this. We are, as a country, always saying that there should not be any political interference. But on the other hand, we are not doing enough or anything for that matter to empower to empower religious leaders at all. Where are we empowering them? What is the support that we are giving? The first person that should have been interviewed is the GR of this temple. There are 2 GRs in this temple, one Pedda GR and then Chinna GR. There is one big one and then small one. Okay, this Pedda GR and Chinna GR must have spoken on this matter. And the person that whoever gave the interview, he says that quality of it is not good. Quality, what does that mean? The quality does not mean it is having meat substances in it, animal substances in it. The quality means it is quality. Okay, like I said, it is impossible to sell ghee for 500 rupees, less than 3,000 rupees per kg. Impossible. Okay, so nobody spoke about this at all. Everybody is, whenever you go to Tirumala, they give you one laddu if you buy, one or two laddus if you buy 300 rupees ticket, right? For those who are going in free darshan, is there any laddu? Zero laddu, right? Anybody speaking about it all these days? When I say something about this, people say that people brand me as a, what is it called, trad or a boomer uncle. But isn't this what we are supposed to speak? Chandrababu Naidu should say there should not be any more tickets in Tirumala. Then I will agree. He should say that we should stick as per Agama Shastras. He should rebuild the 1,000-pillar mandapa that the then government demolished in Tirumala. Nobody knows that there was a 1,000-pillar mandapa. How many of you in this group knows? 1,000-pillar mandapa was demolished by the government. Nobody talks about it. There is no intention for any government to build those things, rebuild those things. All those 1,000-pillar mandapa, 1,000 pillars, which are very antique, are missing somewhere. Where did it go? Isn't this the question that Chandrababu Naidu should be answering, rather than coming up with some report which has got no head or tail, which is done in July, and then coming in September and October, talking about ghee, and that too as if assuming that it is cow ghee and assuming that it is used for the prasad and laddu. Where in the report it says it is a laddu ghee? You tell me.
Swami,
The problem
Swami,
is, I
Swami,
Vinod and others.
sorry to interrupt in the middle. Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt the middle. See, the only answer to whatever the points that you're raising, the very valid points that you're raising is, there ends the topic. There ends the topic. It doesn't go anywhere because we are very far from those reforms, Swami. You should. The only thing that we people can do is, which a lot of people are already doing, is appreciate whatever the little thing that they are doing. We're very far from building those reforms. I mean, we should expect enlightened leadership in the office to understand the Agama Shastras and the temple, which these people barely know. They're one person. I mean, the governments, if one term's loot is over, the another government is ready for their own loot. That's what these people are coming for. And then we should appreciate whatever the little thing that they're doing. And then I see that identifying these samples and then taking a step to protect the sanctity is just a first step. And then, yes, as you said, the Mathadipati's responsibilities lies on the Hindutva organizations to take the further steps and educate the government and get it done.
See, the reason for such space things is to educate people on where they should look into, isn't it? Not to appreciate the little things that we are said. There is nothing called little.
True,
In
sir.
Shastras, there is either 0 or 1. There is nothing in between, Either you do good, you do this, or don't do this. Yeah, that ends the matter, but that does not end the matter. See, I came into this this thing only to ensure that the people in this group first understand what they should be asking for. They should be asking for a total ban of laddus. They should be asking for a total ban of paid darshan in Tirumala. They should be asking for a total ban of any darshan before 9 o'clock. That is where you should focus on. Unless otherwise you focus on this, they should also ask for empowerment of the religious leaders, not only in Tirumala, in every Kashi Vishwanath temple or Badrinath or anywhere for that matter. Doesn't matter. Kedarnath doesn't matter. They should ask for these things rather than trying to be part of the political narrative that is being set in X and other YouTubes, etc., etc. We should not fall prey, is what I am saying. If you are really a Hindu and if you really trust that you are wanting to protect Hinduism, then look into the right thing. Hindus are literally called as jigyasas. Jigyasa is actually meaning the true knowledge, I am not talking about the true knowledge of who you are, the Atma, etc., etc. The basic true knowledge of what is our fundamental right as a Hindu community, as a Sampradaya, what is our right? Are we ever talking about this? We are not at all talking about this. I see only people who are just going bonkers on social media and the national media, talking about how what is the other fellow's name? I forgot. Jagan Reddy spoiled everything, and how Chandrababu Naidu is the savior, etc. What is the political narrative here? Why should there be a political narrative at all for us? This is about the temple. This is not about the politics in Andhra Pradesh. This is about temple. This is not the politics about what is happening in India. This is about Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya or a Hindu Sampradaya, a Vedic Sampradaya. Why are we talking about that? Are we not supposed to talk about it? If we are also wanting to be the jokers who are actually trying to set a narrative, then obviously we will continue to be fooled for the rest of our life and even for the generations to come. Unless otherwise we start waking up. Yes, you are right. Our discussion is over. But now there are so many other things that we should all start demanding for. Let us demand for lakhs of cows to be reared and then maintained by TTD, which will give a lot of work for normal common people, the scheduled tribes, the scheduled caste, who are all there without any job, without any living. Many of them are living below poverty line. The BPL is 35 rupees per day. 250 crore rupees every year is being sent on ghee, and the same money cannot be spent on maintaining cows, is it? What nonsense! Is this what TTD is supposed to do? Who is managing this TTD? Throw these guys out. Throw these guys out. Now I see that Pawan Kalyan is actually now saying that Hindu temples must be let go. Can he now ensure that nobody in TTD board is having any political affiliation? Can he do that? That is what we should demand. Why should I take any side on any political party? Political parties do it for reasons that is best known to them. Why should Pawan Kalyan not ensure that the laddus are not anymore sold in Tirumala? It is given free for everybody. Why? Why not? Why not? Why is he not doing it?
100%.
He should. Why are we not
100%
demanding?
agree,
Just
sir.
because Pawan Kalyan during election time goes on top of the van and then screams his lungs out and then spoke for Hindu temples doesn't mean that he is actually done anything in real life. I want Pawan Kalyan to be answerable. Let him answer. Let him come to the thing and then demand that the selling of laddu should stop in Tirumala. Not only laddus, the cover, the plastic bag that is being, plastic or whatever bag that they are selling is being sold. It is procured as per the board resolutions for 2 rupees. I think it is being sold for 10 or 15 rupees. And there is a black market also in this, in Tirumala. If you are given 1 laddu and if you want 10 laddus, then you go bribe somebody. If the 1 laddu is 10 rupees, then you go bribe somebody for 30 rupees per laddu and then take. Who is it is not Chandrababu Naidu or Jagan Mohan Reddy who is actually asking the people to put something in the ghee and then offer it to God. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that at all, because there is a tender process, and the tender as per the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam tender, all the board resolutions are available up till 2023 December. Okay, if you look into it in June, since yesterday I was looking into thousands of resolutions. I had no other job but to go through every single resolution to try to find out who is selling to how the procurement is happening. In that, they are saying that the ghee procured must have Agmark seal. Are you now saying the Agmark seal issuing authority is corrupt? Is it not the question that we should ask? If the Agmark sealing guy is actually corrupt, how can that happen? Who is holding the portfolio for Agmark sealing? Who is doing that? If the procurement is based on Agmark certification, how come an adulterated product come into the temple, can be sold? How can Tirumala buy for, see, 2-3 years back if you go, they were actually procuring ghee for 375 rupees per kg. A few days back, I see an article in Hindu which says that TTD enters pact with KMF for supply of ghee. That is Karnataka Milk Federation Association. Okay, for Nandini ghee. And they are saying that it is now being sold for 470 kgs. This is an article dated 29th August 2024 in Hindu, the Hindu magazine. It is available online. Okay, it says that KMF refused to participate in tender because it felt that the pricing given by TTD is very low. When was this? I do not know about the political scenario in Andhra Pradesh. Vinod, you correct me if I am wrong. Who was in the power in 2000? Who was in the power in 2015? You tell me.
Swami, whichever the term and the party is, both of them did a lot of injustice, and only now after Pawan Kalyan
That is
intervening,
exactly. Now you are online. Now you are saying
yeah.
every party is a problem. Now initial narrative that was in.
That was always my stance, Swami. That
No,
was
no,
always my
I am not going to
But I
support
want to
either this
say,
party or that party here.
So, Swamiji,
So
sorry to
now,
interrupt, but we have
yeah,
some more speakers. Give them some
yeah,
time.
go ahead.
After that, we
Yeah,
have
sure, sure,
question
sure.
and answer.
I will keep. Yeah, yeah, great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tinku Venkatesh ji, please speaks for short time.
Hey, hi. Good evening, everybody. Thanks, Smart, for organizing this space. Thanks, Vinod. Thanks, Rangarajan Swami, for speaking before me. There are a few areas which I agree with Vinod and Rangarajan Swami. So there's one part which I partially disagree, where he says that Tirupati Laddu is not offered to the Moola Vigraha. It's true, it's not offered to him, and whatever is offered in a very limited quantity, and it's given to the devotees in the morning. While the practice of while the practice of giving away laddus, selling laddus started 300 years back. I don't even know whether the laddus offered as a naivedya to the deity, and it's sold. I don't think it's not possible. The word prasad is used because probably it is affiliated to the temple, one, and large, devotees. It has gained the GI tag. It has been popularized that Tirupati, apart from Balaji, Laddu is, synonymous, and that is why it is considered as prasad. Every temple has some, prasad. Apart from the deity, if you go to like whatever he had told, whichever temple you go across, a lot of places, people find some prasad synonymous and some ritual synonymous to the temple. So that's the first thing. So I agree that it's not a real prasad; it's just offered, and you can buy how much ever you want. Second thing is that first of all, bringing it out, like what Vinod said, bringing it out in the public कि ऐसा adulteration हुआ है, खाना पे प्रसाद पे खाना हुआ है, lakhs and lakhs of devotees have been eating it without even the knowledge. So that effort has to be appreciated. We cannot blindly, discredit the current government. Of course, the timelines has to be investigated. The contract, how much quantity, why are they even not producing their own, ghee when it is the world's largest and the richest temple by footfall and whatever so-called collection. They should ideally have their own, goshala, ideally have their own ghee being produced and offered, and everything should be made from that because there is so much devotee offering and there is so much crores of money in the reserve for the temple, and it should be free. Ideally, it should be free. Uh, but I hope there is some changes, reforms that happens. And a lot of people have asked me who's there in the board of TTD. Again, when every time when the government change happens, the government appoints people of TTD. So while TTD might be a separate entity, it might not be under the endowments board in Andhra Pradesh. It is just a parallel board like the endowment board. It's no different from the original endowment board. And people are appointed by the government that is in power. So when the government changes, people also change. People who are amicable to the both government remain for some time and then they also get changed. So um, since it's a temple that has large footfall, since a lot of people offer and consider it very personal, um, it is seen as a direct attack on the temple. While I may not technically agree it's a prasad, but since the entire temple is considered to be holy, entire complex, entire place is considered to be holy, so people associate getting something from there, even a small photograph from the Tirumala is considered to be sacred. So that is little related to the. I not say little. It's mostly related to the emotions, the bhakti which people carry. So that shouldn't be discredited. And way forward is setting up, empowering the acharyas, the hereditary acharyas there in the the Tirumala, whether it is Tirumal Nambi, Periyajiyar, Chinnajiyar, or the Hathiramji Mutt that was managing the Tirupati temple for some time. These traditional mutts should be actively given role in managing the temple and following the rules strictly. Earlier, there used to be an observer for Agama. I think after death of the person, no new person has been uh, appointed in that position. Over the earlier, there was charges against him also, but currently that position is vacant. There has to be somebody appointed, and some process has to be set in there. So this is
Swamiji,
about
what solution
the.
we have this type of things happening? So what solution you suggest so these things did not happen, does not happen?
No, I would like to hear it from people. See, people say free temples. So this is a temple free from the endowment board, but it's under a different act called TTD. Again, people here in the TTD are also again appointed by the government, and people don't trust each other, so they go to the court or the government. So it's a hyper loop. Cleansing the board, cleansing the process is one thing. Rangarajan Swami has been fighting for the case for many years. Probably he can suggest how things
My
can be
question to
cleansed.
Rangajan ji, Swamiji,
Yeah.
what solution do you suggest for these type of things?
See, the solution is Article 26 must be implemented in letter and spirit, first of all. That the government should do. Instead of just trying to be so soft and then saying there are some good things and bad things, how many ever good things that has been done when there is no religious leaders are allowed to participate in the administration of the temple is only bad. You cannot say that just because this administration is doing something good thing, you cannot give them any credit because that is illegal in the start to begin with. For example, let us say I want to donate some 1,000 rupees to somebody, and if I take 1,000 rupees from your pocket and then give it to somebody, is it supposed to be appreciated? How can you appreciate such a thing? What is happening in all temples all over the country is just this. Who is somebody to come to the temple to take the money of the temple and then do something good? Who are you? This must be first known. The solution is I am only telling awareness is the first thing. We got to first be aware on where our problems are. I am fighting in the court for the past 12 years, screaming my lungs out for implementation of Article 26. Even today, even the court is saying that it is an HRNC temple. Where the hell is an HRNC temple? There is nothing called an HRNC temple. HRNC is a department of the government, and how can it have any temple for that matter? And every other case that comes to the court, they are saying HRNC land. What HRNC land? What government land? What is the department doing here? There is no HRNC land. For example, in Vedaranyam, I do not know how many of you know about Vedaranyam, which is a Shiva Kshetra. The place is very close to the seashore. 2,500 acres of the property of the temple, which is used for salt pans, is being paid how much you know? Rupees 2 per acre per annum. Rupees 2 per acre per annum by whom you know? By the central government for years together. Years together. Be it Congress, be it BJP, be it anybody. They are paying rupees 2,500 acres, 4,000 rupees they are paying per annum, and they are having a separate ministry also. A salt ministry is there, making money. Are we questioning these things? This is where we should focus. We should not be focused. I'm not saying we should not discuss about the Laddu issue at all. Please feel to talk about this. But we are talking about some small scratch in your toe, on your leg. There is a heart attack which is happening in everything in Hinduism. We have to now focus. That is the solution. The solution is to stop stop playing the normal bandwagon of accusing one party or supporting another party and then talking about all these things from the religious perspective. Every one of us must understand what religious sentiments mean really. Actually, sentiments is not what you eat. Is how you go to the temple, how you conduct yourself inside the temple. What do you do to the temple? Not just go there, do some trading with Balaji in Tirumala, or you be partner, silent partner. I will make you as a partner of my company, and then we will do both. This is not the way the bargaining is not supposed to happen. The more and more we do, see, for example, if the problem is with us, the solution is within us. We created this mess. I will tell you how. If somebody wants to go to Tirumala, immediately what happens? Even 2 days before, somebody called me from Delhi and then said, I am so and so, I met you somewhere in Delhi. My parents are going to Rameswaram. Can you arrange for darshan? I don't understand. I don't really understand. They have seen me on Twitter and etc. talking about several temples, and they call me and then saying, can you do some recommendation? Can you make arrangements for darshan? Why on earth do you want any recommendation to visit a temple? There starts the corruption. So when people don't have the patience, don't have the understanding of what Hinduism really means, and they think that Hinduism means everything is the same, we don't have any rules, etc., there is the problem. That problem, if unless otherwise that problem is solved, we cannot be talking about anything else because nothing is going to happen. We immediately say that GRs are not good. GRs are to be empowered. Go stand behind the GR in Tirumala. Go ask him. How many of you have asked? How many of you dare ask him what is happening? Nobody wants to ask. They are there, they are not. That is where the whole thing has to happen. That is the start of the solution. That is not the end of the solution. Attacking the real problem, understanding our real rights, and then empowering our acharyas, and empowering the acharyas who are from a traditional lineage. Now people are going behind corporate swamis and claiming themselves as acharyas. Where is the scriptural backing of them? Where is the philosophical backing? What is the philosophy? Nothing is known. People say, I am God. And people go behind such people. And we ignore our 1,000-year-old, 2,000-year-old, 5,000-year-old temples and sampradaya, which is the reason why we exist today, And see, this is where we have to be aware. And this is what we must be looking at. So we should focus. I don't know how many people are there, maybe 300 people are there in this. If at least 30 people understand that we should not toe the line and then not play to the political gallery, then we are having some solution in their mind. And another thing is we have to come forward to manage our temples. That is also not happening.
Ji. Let's have some questions from listeners. If anyone has some question, please raise it. Mini Razdanji, if you have to need to speak something, please to speak.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Smart. And Rangaji, it was wonderful listening to you. Wonderful questions you raised. I'm from north part of India. I really don't understand much about South politics. And temples have a lot to do with the politics, and we cannot deny that. They are under the control of the governments. I always wonder, are Hindus in minority in South, that people can get away with that kind of things with a temple? Where are Hindus? Who are they on the street? Because it's a very serious issue. The administration, yes, Rangaji, I will just give me a few minutes and I have more of the questions, and you will.
I thought you finished. I thought you finished. Okay, no problem.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir. Why they are not raising the questions? I have always believed, because I started going to South when I was like in my college, and then I've been there many times, going to a religious place. Never been to Tirupati ji, but to Puttaparthi, and I came to very know lot of South culture from there, and I realized that South is the part of the country who is preserving our Hindu Sanatan values, not the North. And it's a very honest statement. and always have a respect for the our south part of India. But at the same time, same things. Recently, I wanted to go to, when I come to India, I'm not living in India, but when I come to India, I wanted to go to Tirupati ji. So I was told by a relative, just inform me. I know the priest, and they will make arrangement for you. Yes. Honestly, I am not one of those people. I would like to stand in the line and be good in the eyes of Tirupati ji, that I did not use my, little bit privileges that God has given me, and stand, getting from the second door and being there. I'll be standing with my other brother sisters who cannot afford to do that. That's your conscientious decision people have to make. um, Other thing that I don't understand, how Hindus are allowing um, Muslim and Christian. Please don't tell me and don't label me that I'm being a divisive politics
No, no,
here.
no, no, no. I am for
It's
you.
a
I
reality.
understand.
It's a
Yes, I
reality
understand what you're saying.
why
Yeah.
they are there. The real reason is, okay, Jagannathan, you just said that Jagannathan is not the one who is putting the lard in the laddus, or beef oil in the laddus, but like king, like public. He is, and his sister, as I have heard, is a very strong supporter of the missionaries who are converting Hindus into Christianity. Correct me if I'm wrong, that's what I have heard. So these people are like, they are their vote banks. They will do anything. Why Christian and Muslims are in our board of directors in temples, when I don't see that in Bakfa board or any other Christian institute? Why Hindu are so silent and not speaking it up? When the people are converted into Christianity, it's a reality, because I studied in a Christian school, so it's a first hand experience. First thing they are taught is um, ridiculing our gods, uh, and inferiority about our own religion. That happens because many of our Hindus, we do the rituals, but we don't really understand what is happening. But yes, people are waking up, Hindus are waking up. We are trying to understand. Due to the social media, I have understood more about Sanatan, and I'm more staunch Sanatani now. So why we have those people on the board? Because they are having fun at our cost, putting all these things in our laddus, in prasadam, whether it is offered, those laddus are offered to the god or not. But we all feel are very much victim of this, their ridicule. They are making fun of us, that look, we are putting a lard in here, we are feeding these things to our Hindus. um, Nothing has pained me. I have been on the social media for very long time. um, Obviously, we fight for our political views and all that, but nothing made me so silent, so much in pain when I heard this. I could not tweet anything about it. It's like I felt like a surrender. I only closed my eyes and asked Tirupati ji to do something about it, because I feel helpless about it. Thank you so much.
Okay, your question, where are the Hindus? They are just like you, resigning to the fact, closing your eyes, and then meditating and then surrendering. This is what we do. We are not what this is I mean, I'm sorry, but I have to say, I call a spade. When we are questioning other Hindus and then saying that we don't want to do anything on our own, there is our problem. Unless otherwise we take ownership of our own temples, we can't expect other Hindus who have got similar personal issues to take anything, isn't it? So the mindset has to change. Every Hindu thinks that ranting on the social media and meditating at home, giving a surrendering is the only thing that they can do. We can do lot more we can do. Where there is a will, there is a way. Now, why are they not raising any questions? What questions have to be raised is what I am talking about. You can raise a question. What is the question that you should raise? The question that you should raise is, why is there no religious leader doing administration in a temple which is supposed to be happening? I'm not talking about giving the temples to Brahmin community. That is what South Indian politics will say. I am talking about people belonging to a sampradaya who can be from any of the four varnas, right? They must be managing it with the religious leader at the head. Number two. So you said that South is preserving Sanatana values, not the North. I will agree and disagree, because North has faced a lot of invasion attacks in the past. North was equally good in the past and in the olden days before the invasions happened. There a lot of temples got destroyed. A lot of people were killed. We know what happened in Kashmir. So we know what happened to North India. And because of that impact, too much of an impact in North when compared to South, there is an issue. If you come to Karnataka, you can still see several old temples demolished, like Belur, Alabedu, etc., etc. If you go to North Andhra Pradesh, you can see Hampi, etc., etc. But you can see very little or not even existing temples which are ruined in Tamil Nadu. Actually, they are ruined only because our fate, because of the government's interference. So, I would not say that North is actually to be faulted or South is to be praised. Equally, we are ignorant as a common man. Common man thinks it is the politicians who are the religious leaders, unfortunately. Because I don't understand somebody like, I will name it anyway. Subramania Swami coming and then telling meaning for Bhagavad Gita without quoting either Sankaracharya or Ramanujacharya or Madhvacharya is a problem. He should quote these acharyas. What they instead do is they said this is my version. I will decide what the meaning for Bhagavad Gita is. That is where the Hindus are being misled. And you are asking us another question. How are Hindus allowing Muslims and Christians in temples? Are you saying this whatever happened yesterday or day before yesterday in Tirumala, it happened for some time. It came out yesterday or day before yesterday. Is a planned attack by other community religions. You have to be very careful when you are saying that, because it is a legal issue. If you say so, you are legally you are actually on the wrong side if you are not right, because there is a proof. There is no proof. Is there anybody who can tell that there is a Muslim or a Christian who is controlling the ghee procurement? Are there instructions specifically given to the vendors to add animal fat? Can we say that? We cannot say such things, isn't it? So please, I think again, instead of getting carried away with the social media and the mainstream media's narratives, let us not jump into this. I do agree that there are, at least in Tirumala, there are instances where Christians have been part of the board. It should not have been there. I think it has taken its legal course. Some people have fought. I do not know what is the status of those cases, but we should fight for our right. If somebody comes in, if you keep your house open, dogs will come inside, isn't it? Is it the fault of the dog, or is it the fault of the person who kept the door open? It is never the fault of the dog, because dogs do come wherever there is an opening, isn't it? So you cannot say that it is the fault of somebody who is coming inside. It is our fault.
Swami,
You said liking. Sorry, yeah.
sorry to interrupt you, but
issues.
we are going to close it now because
Okay.
it's 9 p.m. Vinodji, give your closing remarks, and after then we will close. It's,
Smart, can I add one thing? I'm Chandra Sama from
it's a very
Telugu,
short
Andhra.
question. Very short question.
Very, very
Okay.
shortly. Yeah.
Very short. Very short.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Rangarajanji and everybody who has come up and working on this Mandirs Under Attack, Tirupati Laddi. And one thing, I'm from Andhra, and mainly I want to tell you one thing. The modus operandi of last 5 years, what Jagan Reddy has done, I just want to give you. Have you know, like the Joshua Project, as Jagan Reddy is a converted Christian who has a belief on practicing the Christianity since from 3 to 4 generations. They doesn't know the Sanatan Dharma, how it works. and how the practice. Why? Because first of all, when you want to work on this Sanatan Dharma, you yourself need to be in your home to understand the rituals and traditional belief. He never come and take the prasad of Tirumal Tirupati Devasthan or anywhere. And there many pandits and many Swamijis has explained very clearly. He is generally for any kind of rituals in Kalyanotchavam or Brahmotchavam, the CM or his wife will come and give will offer the cloth and for dating, main dating. But whereas from when you see the last 5 years how Jagan Mohan Reddy modus operandi has done is, just I want to add one example. He want to get out of the pilgrims or devotees to not to visit Tirupati temple frequently. That's why he increased the hike of the tickets since from 100 rupees to 2,000, 3,000, and 5,000. This is one of the main thing that I want to explain everybody the how this TTD Trust Board, when the last 5 years YS Jagan Mohan converted Christian Reddy, has done a lot of demolition to the Hindu practice and Hindu temples. This is one more thing. If you have more time, I can explain very clearly. But thanks for giving me opportunity and chance. And thanks, Swamiji and String and everybody.
I want to say that speakers who are running short of time can leave. Vinodji, give your closing remarks.
Sure, Arjunji. So, I mean, there is absolutely not even a single point that we disagree with Swami Rangarajanji. He's absolutely talking from the 100% solutions that can be implemented. But unfortunately, the kind of people that we get, even for the current meeting, we got only like 100 people. So, how many people we get into the team and how quickly we take on that rebellion is a questionable thing. And one more thing is, coming to the legal perspective of blaming that this is a religious act, of course, people are completely immersed into this religious and political fight over there in the social media. But Rangarajanji is the only person who is keep on insisting that don't look at it, this is not political, this is related to Sampradaya and how the temple is being maintained, etc. And I want everybody to carry this. This is the takeaway of this meeting. But one more thing is, because since a lot of people are not interested in the solutions and they are completely ignorant of the sampradaya, the Hindutva, Sanatan Dharma, etc. And of course, you are being continuously fed with the social media news. I wanted to make a point that this is the legal thing that people should be scared of, to call it a religious act, that a person of so and so community targeting Hindus is actually a wrong thing, because this is a completely a targeted attack by the other communist religions, which the Jagan government was. And there are actually legally, these are the idiots who should be scared of for some legal course of action from the current government. If I want to make a political comment on this, uh, that is what I would like to say. And the statement that not taking we should not point out legally will actually demotivate people, and the culprits who did this heinous act of mixing beef oil and fish oil in the temple laddu prasadam might go unpunished. So I don't want that. I pray the current government, Chandrababu Naidu and Pawan Kalyan, to look into this and then take whatever steps possible and set an example that if you play with the Sanatan Dharma, you will take the course of action.
Can I say a
That's all,
parting
Arjunji.
shot, please? My name is Vijayashree Ramesh.
Go ahead, go ahead.
See, it baffles me. If this can happen to Laddu, which is given as prasad in the Tirupati temple, it's very disheartening and excruciating also. The prasadam which is given to the main deity, think about it. And Annadanam is done there every day.
No,
I don't know
man,
what
this
we
is
should
not
be
at all
mixing.
offered to the. This is not at all offered to the deity. Doesn't matter
No,
whether it
the
is
Laddu
offered
is
or
for
not.
the
It cannot be there.
Laddu is offered to the people who come there. You buy the laddus. I'm talking about the food that was offered to the deities, sir. Will there be mixer? Will there be adulteration? That's my question.
I am telling you, if you buy 450 rupee ghee, it is adulterated for sure. Don't even have to look into any reports. Any reports, you don't have to look into any reports. It is
Exactly,
adulterated.
sir. You're right, sir. And one more thing, sir. Today, Ramana Dikshatulu sir has came out, and Pandit Ramana Dikshatulu has came out and said very clearly there was adulteration has happened not only in ghee, it's also in the what you call, I forgot the name, the prasad kismis everywhere. So it is not only one item. The ingredients were happened. It has adulteration kind of done in most of the other items too. So definitely, Rangarajanji, whatever he said, when you're getting 450 rupees as a kg of the ghee, it is completely adulterated. Thanks, sir. Thanks for bringing that.
And Karnataka has issued a notice today that in all temples in Karnataka, they should use only Nandini ghee, which is again their government. Like
That's the
our,
problem, you know. The problem is Nandini ghee is sold at 475 rupees per kg.
yeah,
Nandini
which
ghee is not a
Tirupati bought
holy cow
also.
here, you know.
Which
Nandini ghee is
Tirupati
not a
bought at
holy
one
cow
point
here.
of time.
See, Nandini ghee, you tell me, Nandini ghee is, this is another discussion. I don't want to take it forward. Maybe some other day we will do it because these
Okay.
milk factories are the reason why cows are getting slaughtered. That's a different issue. Look at my tweet recently. You can understand. I can go on for another 5 hours, but I don't know if there is enough time for others.
Any more questions?
சுவாமி நீங்க சொல்றது இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்ணணும், எல்லாமே வீசிட்டு தூக்கி போடணும்.
Yes, let us do that. Let's do that.
No, Vinod, see, Vinod,
யார் வருவாங்க சார்?
TTD as a temple does not have a challenge with respect to money. It's the world's richest temple.
No, that's what
If
I'm
you're
saying.
telling a small temple in a gully where they don't have money, okay. TTD as a temple as an entity does not have lack of funds. They should
No,
be
that is
able
true.
to buy ghee for any cost.
Yeah. No, that is
Why
our
should they
view.
buy?
That's what
Why
I'm
should they
saying.
buy
When
ghee
we
for any cost? They can own lakhs of cows. There could be a river which flows of milk. We heard it in Purana. It could
No,
be
that is
possible in
true. No,
Tirupati even today.
Funds is not a question. That's what I mean
Yeah.
to say.
They
That
can
let's
maintain
identify this
goshalas.
as a
They can very well maintain goshalas. The goshalas can very well produce milk. It can feed 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs of people. It could be done. You can preserve cows. You
See,
can give good food to the
online,
Lord.
if you go to the website and then search for A2 ghee, you can see several advertisements which says cows grazed in the forest, cows grazed in the mountains, blah blah blah. So the ghee is costing 1,800 rupees per kg. You can see those things, right? Why can't they be given a place in Tirumala and then ask them to rear that?
See, we just have to see how Narendra Modi is fed. You go into YouTube, there are interviews of catering people who have fed Narendra Modi. Look at the detailing goes in doing the background check of those cooks, of the items which are being used to cook for Narendra Modi. Narendra Modi is just a human who will rule for another 5 years or 10 years. Venkatesa is the Lord of the universe. How much of attention should be given to the food, every item which is going on near him, around him, with him? Who should be doing
That
it?
can only happen. That can only happen if the people who have religious knowledge can be there. Otherwise, it won't happen. No. Otherwise, people will see it as a money-making opportunity, which is what is happening everywhere.
Yes. Why do we even need a board?
Yesterday in
Ramanujacharya
temple,
sir. Yeah.
yesterday in the court, Chidambaram case came up. Okay, the judge is asking, why cannot Chidambaram have undials like any other temple? I was shocked to the core. Why should there be undials in the temple? You should actually appreciate Chidambaram Dikshidhar for not having undial in the temple. Rather than that, even the court is asking, why should you not have undials? Such is our awareness.
No,
thanks, Swami. You
as
can
Vinod said,
go
right?
mute.
We should scrap everything, start from the scratch. That is what
No,
is
that's
needed
not
now.
possible. I don't want to see. I don't. The reason why I'm just being silent from the beginning is I don't want
It is
to
not
talk
a matter
any
of possible or not
impractical
possible.
things.
It has to be done.
No,
How,
it's just not possible. No, it's
why it is not
no,
possible?
it is just not
You
possible.
have the Anugraha of
Where
Venkatesha.
are the people? No,
You have
where
the
are
Anugraha of
no? You
Venkatesha. What is
just
not
look at
possible? You will have the Anugraha of
no.
Venkatesha. What is not
Let
possible?
us talk. Let us not things in reality.
Yeah,
No, Anugraha and all is there in
Anugraha of
abundance.
Venkatesha is not reality. Anugraha of Venkatesha is not.
Absolutely
Are you,
not.
I'm talking
Absolutely
reality.
no.
I am talking reality. With
Allah.
Anugraha of
You
Venkatesha,
look
anything
at
can be done.
one moment. Give me the allow me to speak. No,
Yeah.
allow me to speak. I'll explain. See, the simple thing is when Swami said, "Scrap everything and go for it." Where is the qualified person who has an
Acharyas are the
abundance
qualified.
of Anugraha showered?
Acharyas
Please
are the
mute
Acharyas are
traditional.
yourself.
there.
They are not all the qualified person.
Can you please can you please mute yourself for a second? I'm saying the people who would bring about the reforms that we are expecting now, the rebellious kind of actions that we are expecting now, has not been done for many decades. Let's look at the reality. That is what I'm saying. Anugraha is not there. It is not that I'm not an ignorant of spiritual person. What is Anugraha, grace, etc. And it is not happening since so many people. I mean, you bring about the most people with all kinds of spiritual powers who can invoke this mantra and invoke gods in front of them. If you have such kind of people, it should work out in a matter of seconds, right? It is not happening. Let's look at that, and also let's clearly identify this is a religious attack. This is for sure a religious, and these are the idiots who have
Vinod, why
caused
is
this
the
attack.
religious attack?
Have to be
Vinod, why is
scaled
the
up.
religious attack happening? You tell me.
Swami, the findings of beef itself is a proof of a document, Swami.
No,
What
why
In the
are
beef?
you
lab
being
report.
affected by
The
an attack?
lab report.
Let the religious
How do you
attack
go
happen.
up? How do
Let the
you? Why is it happening?
That's what. Yeah. Why? See, why is it? Why of things is again a big story. That is
No,
what
no,
I'm
no. It is
saying.
one
I'm
simple
not
answer.
denying.
I told you the answer. We have kept our doors open. That's the problem. We are not wanting to
Yeah,
guard our doors. That is the problem. How many of us
that is where.
here? How many of us are here who are so worked up? Is interested to give up their normal bread and butter and then try to manage one single temple, be it very small or very big, doesn't matter. One temple for 1 year. 1 year, you tell me.
Swami, then I should answer in terms of anugraha only. Then I mean to say
Let us.
I have
We
written a
all have
tweet.
anugrahas. We all have anugrahas. You know, I will tell you. I will finish this one with one story. Story of Prahalada and Hiranyakashipu. Do you know how many years
Swami, please,
Hiranyakashipu
please,
lived?
please. Swami, please, 1 second. We all know the story. I mean to
Why?
say
Now the problem
that
is this
is
is the
that
problem.
is
You know, see,
impractical. No,
religious,
that is
religious faith can only come with such stories. If you don't want to have you don't have the patience to listen to such stories thousand
no,
times,
Swami, not
then
about
we will
pace.
not
We
have
are
any
already
faith at
crossing
all.
1.5 hours. I said we know the story, Swami. I mean to say
You
the
know because I've
impractical.
told you in the past.
Well, these stories are
Swami,
very
this is
big.
a.
Maybe they'll listen to small stories which starts from 15,000 years old.
No, no, this
No,
is
no,
a
no.
very
You are
small
not getting
story.
my
This
basic.
is a very small
15,000 years
story.
old.
This is a very small story. It will only take 2 minutes. I will tell you. Hiranyakashipu ruled this world for 12 Chatur Yugas. And we think that we are better than Prahalada. So plus let us get our house in order. Let us start trusting our scriptures. Let us start respecting our acharyas. Let us start respecting Vedas, Itihasas and Upanishads and Puranas. Let us understand, let us start by starting there. If you don't have the faith in these things, and then if you think that political will has to only change this, you will only go downwards, not at all upwards. We
That
are
is
not
again
better
true,
than
but
we are
again,
not
if
better
I
than
want to,
Prahalada.
that is Swami, that is again true. But if I want to meet at your reality, let's meet in 2030, 2050 or something. I mean to say, I am someone who had already written in the morning today that God Venkateswara, you can read my tweet. God Venkateswara will not
I think
punish
the
Jagan.
basic
He
solution
will
lies
punish
in
people. One moment.
how much we are ready to
Allah.
give up our convenience
Why
for the
is
service
Modi
of the
not
Lord.
doing anything? Directly question. Why is not Modi doing things in the place where BJP is
Swami,
ruling?
he is interested in
He
he is
keep
interested
interested.
in
That
bringing
there
one
is.
moment,
I am telling
Swami.
you. I am telling
Swami,
you why I am asking this question. I
I
am
get
telling
it.
you there is no political will for this. No political party will
No,
have
Swami.
any will for this.
No, Swami, let me at least make a point. I mean to say, Modi ji is interested in, if you
No,
look
who
at the
has
US
done Article
economy,
370, who has done demonetization. Why is this a problem for him?
Anna, the moment I finish a point, you bring about something and kick off my thought, and how can I speak, Anna? Let me finish. I'm saying Modi ji is, if you look at the US economy, the way it is controlling the entire population, being an ignorant and non spiritual nation, is only because of the economy. And that's why Modi ji is only focusing on economy. Hell with whatever the problems that Hindutva is facing, we'll deal with it later because the needs.
Let Modi focus wherever he wants to focus. Let him empower acharyas, religious acharyas to do what they are supposed to do. He is not doing it. That is why he is not
Modi
doing
can't
it.
He
do
will not do it,
everything.
Swami.
He
That
has
is
not
not in
done
his
it in
interest for
Bangalore.
now.
In Karnataka, they said they will release the temples from the government control. They did not do.
Swami, they did it, and they 6 months back later they took it off. You also know it because the system is so horrible, and it was better in the government control
This is
rather than
this
outside.
is the excuse given by the political parties. What is
No,
that
no,
problem?
no, no,
No,
Swami.
what is their
When
problem?
when
Their
you look
problem
at
is they are not here to protect Sanatana Dharma. If they have to do it, let Modi declare India as a Hindu nation. Then I will talk.
Swami, I am
Swamiji, I
also
think
thinking. I am
time is
also.
up. Time is up,
Yeah.
and this is a never-ending debate because nothing is black and
So
white.
if you,
Uh,
Arjunji, if you allow me to conclude, I have
Okay.
some
Please,
really
I am done. Okay.
interesting points.
please.
So I mean to say there is no point denying or going across Swami's points, but I'm saying this is it will not culminate at this point. Why Modi ji? Why this one, that one? Why Hindus are not awakening? This why of questions will time will answer that, and the grace factor will answer that, and that is where I came to say that I have written. God Venkateswara will not punish Jagan. He will punish the people of Andhra, and that is why people of Andhra are continuously seeing famines, drought, and now the floods. These are the exact lines what I've written. So not going by that logic, I mean to say that it is not realistic in nature and practical in nature having this kind of dumb heads in the leadership. So and for the people who wonderful people who showed interest to join this discussion, of all the people that we have who actually showed some interest to take a few steps, please consider what Swamiji has said. I mean, the recording will be available. I think Arjunji will put out. Please make a note of each and every point that, and start working towards it. Let us see. I wish and I pray that this should manifest and this should become reality. There is shit in every area of the temple system and Sanatana system. This has to be cleaned up. And I would really feel low that Swamiji has to come and waste his energy in the kind of debates. Instead, he would form a leadership and then educate masses of people to bring about a revolution. Then we will see some good results.
Thank you, Vinodji, for being here. Swamiji, your closing remarks so that we close. Swami Rangajanji, your closing remarks so that we can close from here. Okay, I think he have left. So we close here. We will meet again. Thank you all for being here. It's a very fruitful discussion. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Shubh.
Arjunji.
Thank you.